Hello, my dear friend. Welcome again to Golden Years Wisdom, where we champion the idea that aging is about acquiring sagacity, not forfeiting convenience, well-being, or happiness. Permit me to pose a question. Have you ever surveyed your living space and felt that something was slightly amiss? Perhaps your joints don't flex as they once did, or you found yourself muttering, "Now where did I misplace that item again?" more frequently than you'd prefer. This isn't an imperfection. It's the nature of life altering, and we adapt accordingly. Today, our discussion isn't merely about arranging things to appear aesthetically pleasing. We're delving into crafting a residence that genuinely caters to your needs, one that unfolds your daily activities like your most cherished wrap. In this presentation, I will impart 20 gentle, ingenious, and truly life-improving organizational strategies. These aren't solely about creating room. They're about making that room feel more comfortable. So settle in, brew yourself a cup of your preferred beverage, and let's dedicate some time together to re-envisioning your home as an environment that collaborates with you, not opposes you. Because you are entitled to a space that offers ease, not exertion, and tranquility, not disarray. Let us commence. Strategy 1. Establish a delight nook, not just a remembrance spot. Let's initiate not with a storage unit, but with your emotions. When individuals discuss tidying up, they often advise, retain only what ignites joy. But for our purposes, it's more profound. It's about observing your life's journey mirrored in your home, not merely in possessions, but in the narratives they embody. So rather than stowing your mementos in the crawl space or concealed within containers, I wish to encourage you to fashion a delight nook, a petite, deliberate area. Perhaps a sill near the casement window, the surface of your bureau, or a small console in the corridor, where you can position a few cherished articles. A photograph from your nuptials, your grandmother's teacup, a conch shell from a journey you adored. One or two items that cause you to pause and beam each time you pass. Research indicates that having familiar, emotionally significant objects in our daily milieu can genuinely elevate mood and contribute to maintaining cognitive well-being. The objective isn't austerity. The objective is significance. Therefore, grant your memories a dwelling, right where you can perceive and experience them every single day. Strategy 2. The handle it once principle, because you merit serenity, not stacks. Allow me to ask you something. How frequently have you retrieved the mail, placed it on the countertop, then transferred it to the dining table, and later still discovered it resting in a stack on your writing desk? You are not unique in this. This occurs to all of us, and it's what I term clutter creep. Here is the gentle remedy, the handle it once principle. The instant an item enters your grasp, determine its destination. Mail, sort it immediately at the entrance, discard the unsolicited items, file the invoices. Dishes, don't let them linger in the basin for later. Rinse them and load them into the dishwasher. Laundry, fold it and store it as soon as it's dry. No more hampers sitting for days. Scientific findings tell us that addressing tasks promptly lessens stress and mental disarray. And it's not about attaining perfection. It's about cultivating habits that foster the life you aspire to lead. You are entitled to calm. You are entitled to lucidity. And this straightforward adjustment can help introduce both into your everyday existence. Strategy 3. The revolving tray marvel. No more cupboard acrobatics. Have you ever extended your reach into the rear of a cupboard to retrieve something and, in the process, dislodged 3 other items? Or stooped beneath the sink only to find yourself straining to grasp a cleaning agent that had shifted to the very back? If this resonates, it's time to introduce a touch of enchantment to your cupboards. And its designation is the revolving tray. These unpretentious rotating platforms can revolutionize your space. Position one beneath the sink with cleaning agents in your spice cupboard, or even in the lavatory for your skincare and pharmaceuticals. With merely a gentle rotation, everything becomes visible and accessible. Ergonomic specialists assert that minimizing bending and reaching can aid in averting joint discomfort and mishaps, particularly as we mature. And beyond that, it simply streamlines life. No more rummaging, overextending, or toppling items. Once you begin utilizing revolving trays, you'll ponder how you ever managed without them. Strategy 4. The perhaps bin. A gentle approach to parting. Relinquishing possessions isn't invariably straightforward. That neckerchief your offspring gifted you ages ago, the flower holder from a former acquaintance, the culinary implement you haven't employed since 1998. Divesting yourself of these items can feel burdensome, not due to the object itself, but because of the memories intertwined with them. So here is a gentle technique that alleviates the pressure. The perhaps bin. When you encounter an item you're uncertain about, don't compel yourself to make an immediate decision. Instead, place it in a corrugated fiberboard container, affix a label with the current date, and store it somewhere inconspicuous, the rear of a wardrobe or beneath the bed. Then allow 6 months to elapse. If you never recall it, never retrieve it, never feel its absence, that is your resolution. It is time to release it, with tranquility and no remorse. Mental health professionals state this type of postponed decision-making diminishes emotional opposition and affords you the capacity to relinquish items with greater assurance. You are not discarding your existence. You are merely affording yourself the liberty to live it more unrestrictedly. Strategy 5. The Pillow Sham Linen Parcel, a bed-making godsend. Let's be frank. Folding a contoured sheet is akin to grappling with an untamed creature. And then, once you finally accomplish it, where are the pillow shams? The flat sheet? Why are they never consolidated in one location? Here is a stratagem that will alter the situation permanently. After laundering your linens, fold the flat sheet, the contoured sheet, and one pillow sham. Then neatly position all three inside the second pillow sham. That's the entirety of it. Everything bundled into one orderly, coordinating ensemble. When it's time to dress the bed, you simply seize the parcel and proceed.
No rumagem, no mismatché designs, no exasperation.
And this achieves more than conserving time. Studies on organization have demonstrated that when items are grouped logically and consistently, it lessens decision weariness, that sensation of being inundated by too many minor choices. So the next time laundry day arrives, attempt this. Your future self will be grateful when bedtime approaches, and all you need to do is reach for one snug parcel and drift off with ease. Strategy 6. The grab-and-go emergency folio. Be prepared without the haste. There are aspects of life we prefer not to contemplate, such as unexpected ailments, hospital admissions, or even acts of nature. But being ready doesn't equate to residing in apprehension. It signifies offering yourself and your dear ones reassurance when it is paramount. This is where the grab-and-go folio is invaluable. This is a singular, organized folio that houses your most crucial papers in one readily accessible spot. Within, incorporate your health chronicles, current medication lists, allergy details, insurance agreements, emergency contacts, and legal instruments like your durable power of attorney. Envision how much simpler it would be if a loved one or first responder required your information swiftly, and it was all present, prepared. Senior wellness advisors concur. Rapid access to your vital information can make a significant impact in a critical situation. Dedicate an afternoon this week to collate those documents, place them in one folio, and keep it where it can be effortlessly located. You might never require it, but if you do, you will be immensely thankful you invested the effort. Strategy 7. Adaptable wardrobe assistance, enhanced utility, diminished irritation. Reaching overhead and bending low simply isn't as effortless as it once was. And a disorganized wardrobe makes each day more arduous than necessary. But here is the welcome news. You don't require an elaborate overhaul or a costly tradesperson to make your wardrobe serve you. Adaptable wardrobe systems are cost-effective, versatile, and straightforward to set up. Consider pull-down garment rails that gently bring your attire to eye level. Think of slide-out containers, stackable shelving units, and hanging compartments that keep everything within easy grasp. When your wardrobe is orderly and reachable, dressing in the morning transforms into a pleasure instead of a task. And beyond practicality, specialists note that reducing undue bending and reaching helps avert tumbles and injuries, something we all aim to prevent. Examine your wardrobe and inquire, what if this area worked for me, not against me? With a few minor adjustments, it unequivocally can. Strategy 8. The one-in, one-out guideline. Prevent clutter from reappearing. You dedicate a weekend to clearing out your wardrobe or reorganizing your culinary space, and everything feels splendid. But a few months later, somehow the clutter has re-emerged. Does this sound recognizable? This is where the one-in, one-out guideline proves useful. It's uncomplicated. Each time you introduce something new into your dwelling, relinquish one old item. Purchase a new pullover, donate one you no longer put on, acquire a new kitchen utensil, pass on the one accumulating dust in the drawer. This practice aids in establishing equilibrium. It thwarts new clutter from surreptitiously returning while maintaining your home's light and airy atmosphere. Experts in domestic organization assert that clutter isn't invariably about our possessions. It's frequently about what we persist in adding. So let's interrupt the cycle before it commences. This guideline isn't merely about space. It's about making deliberate, considerate choices. And that is something to feel positive about. Strategy 9. S-shaped hook wardrobe solution. Suspend more, fret less. Wardrobes can present challenges, particularly when room is limited or items are difficult to access. And if you resemble most individuals, your trousers, handbags, and neckerchiefs might be interred or piled where they are challenging to discern and even more difficult to retrieve. Introduce the unassuming S-shaped hook. These diminutive, inexpensive hooks can be employed to hang trousers by their belt loops, handbags by their handles, or even neckerchiefs in an orderly row. They hang perpendicularly, which conserves space, keeps items free of creases, and allows you to view everything at a single look. Professional organizers favor vertical storage because it can augment usable wardrobe capacity by up to 30%. And here's the finest aspect. No more excavating through heaps. Everything is in clear view and readily accessible. Attempt this one today. Your wardrobe, your shoulders, and your future self will express gratitude. Strategy 10. Bedside table simplicity. A more serene conclusion to each day. Your bedside table ought to be a sanctuary of repose, not a repository for invoices, lotion containers, ensnared cords, or partially perused books. A disorganized bedside table can genuinely disrupt your capacity to drift off to sleep peacefully. Here is a gentle guideline to reinstate tranquility. Retain only 3 essential items. 1. A luminaire for soft, calming illumination. 2. A water carafe so you can remain hydrated without arising. And 3. A personal article that holds significance for you. Your reading spectacles, a cherished book, or a small writing pad to record thoughts. Everything else? Assign it a new location elsewhere. If your bedside table possesses a drawer, utilize a small organizer within to keep lip emollient, facial tissues, or medication orderly and easy to find. Research demonstrates that a clean, uncluttered sleep environment aids in enhancing sleep quality, diminishing stress levels, and fostering more restful nights. So before retiring tonight, dedicate a few moments to clearing your bedside table. Allow it to become a space that invites repose, not agitation. Strategy 11. The organized cable repository. Bid farewell to the enigmatic tangle. Let's address that particular drawer. You're acquainted with it. Brimming with cords, chargers, earpieces, perhaps even an unidentified cable from a telephone you no longer possess. We all have one. But here is the reality. Most of us regularly utilize only a small number of cables. The remainder? They are merely clutter in disguise. Dedicate a few minutes to emptying that drawer and sorting everything. Retain only the chargers and cables you genuinely employ. Perhaps one for your mobile phone, one for your tablet device, and a spare. The rest can be contributed, recycled, or gently relinquished. Then label each cable using small tags or even a segment of adhesive tape. Coil them neatly and position them in drawer partitions or small receptacles. This may appear to be a minor undertaking, but possessing an organized cable repository conserves time, lessens stress, and frees up space, both in your drawer and in your psyche. The next time you require that phone charger, you will know precisely its whereabouts.
Nos naros, no conjecture, no exasperation.
Strategy 12. The 2-a-day decluttering practice. Minor efforts, major transformation. Decluttering can feel daunting, particularly when we have devoted a lifetime to amassing, preserving, and reminiscing. But here is a gentle truth. You are not obligated to accomplish it all simultaneously. Instead, try this. Eliminate just 2 items per day. That is all. Just 2. An outdated periodical you no longer peruse. A drinking vessel you never utilize. A pair of footwear you haven't donned in years. 2 items a day may not appear substantial, but over a year, that amounts to over 700 items, gone without stress or exhaustion. And it isn't about hastening. It's about establishing a rhythm, creating space in your home incrementally in a manner that feels serene and manageable. This practice grants you permission to proceed at your own tempo. And that is the most beneficial kind of advancement. Strategy 13. Stackable storage totes. A clear and tidy enhancement. Let us proceed to the wardrobes, cellars, and vehicle shelters. If yours bear any resemblance to mine previously, there might be an assortment of corrugated fiberboard boxes that haven't been accessed in years. They accumulate particulate matter, attract insects, and disintegrate over time. Not to mention, you must open each one merely to ascertain its contents. It is time for an enhancement. Substitute those unwieldy boxes with transparent, stackable zippered storage totes. They are feather-light, easy to transport, and most importantly, you can discern precisely what is inside without opening them. Whether it's festive adornments, seasonal attire, or keepsakes, these totes safeguard your possessions from dampness, particulate matter, and vermin. And when everything is visible and accessible, organizing transforms into a pleasure instead of a task. Your spine will thank you. Your wardrobe will thank you. And so will your future self when you locate exactly what you require precisely when you require it. Strategy 14. The home flow receptacle. One receptacle, innumerable victories. Have you ever observed how diminutive items tend to meander about the house? A pair of spectacles abandoned in the culinary space? A book that is designated for the bedchamber? Or the remote manipulator that somehow found its way to the lavatory? It occurs. But there is an uncomplicated method to maintain the movement of items back to their rightful places. It is termed the home flow receptacle. Position a small receptacle in a primary area of your home, such as the corridor or living area. Throughout the day, place misplaced items inside. Then, once in the evening, dedicate 5 minutes to carrying the receptacle around and restoring everything to its designated location. This minuscule ritual keeps your home feeling orderly without the strain of tidying throughout the day. And there is something serene about this simple circuit, moving through your home with purpose, reinstating order as you proceed. At times, it is the gentlest routines that yield the most profound calm. Strategy 15. Drawer partitions. Locate what you require when you require it. Permit me to inquire. How many times have you opened a drawer in search of something particular and found yourself excavating through a miscellany of sundries? Whether it is in the culinary space, lavatory, or bedchamber, disorganized drawers generate stress. But there is an elegant solution: drawer partitions. These unpretentious implements transform disorderly drawers into neatly arranged areas. You can segregate cutlery, sort pharmaceuticals, group writing materials, or even organize your preferred pairs of hosiery. Not only does it conserve time, but your cerebrum also appreciates it. Researchers state that our minds interpret clutter as visual interference, which amplifies unease and diminishes concentration. So the next time you open that drawer and instantly perceive what you are seeking, it will not merely feel convenient, it will feel like alleviation. A serene drawer contributes to a serener day, and that is something we all merit. Strategy 16. The single-touch guideline. Cease shifting. Commence simplifying. Let's be forthright. Occasionally, the clutter in our dwelling doesn't stem from our possessions, but from how frequently we relocate them. You are familiar with the procedure. You retrieve the mail and deposit it on the table. Then it transfers to the culinary space. Then to the workspace. Days elapse and now there is a heap you are evading. Here is an uncomplicated guideline to interrupt the cycle. The single-touch guideline. When you handle something, address it entirely. Just once. Sort the mail as soon as you bring it indoors. Place soiled dishes directly into the dishwasher. Fold the laundry and store it instead of leaving it in the hamper. This practice conserves time, lessens stress, and makes your space feel more open and serene. It isn't about being flawless. It's about being deliberate. One touch, one decision, one instant of lucidity. Strategy 17. Fall-proof your dwelling with motion-activated illuminators. Safety paramount. Falls represent one of the most prevalent mishaps for mature adults, and frequently they occur in dim conditions. Consider those nocturnal visits to the lavatory or early mornings when the corridor feels just a tad too unlit. Here is a minor alteration that yields significant safety. Install motion-activated LED illuminators. Position them beneath cupboards, along corridors, near staircases, or beside the bed. These small illuminators activate automatically upon sensing movement.
No fumbling, nos switches, no péril.
Studies demonstrate that adequate illumination can considerably reduce fall risk, and that translates to greater assurance and peace of mind every single night. Sometimes the finest form of care is the kind you provide for yourself, quietly, thoughtfully, and with affection. Strategy 18. The dryer hamper stratagem. Spare your back. Conserve your time. Laundering might not appear to be a significant undertaking until you experience that strain in your back while reaching into the clothes dryer repeatedly. Here is a stratagem that is as gentle as it is astute. Instead of bending down time and again, simply place your vacant laundry hamper inside the dryer drum. Then gradually rotate the drum. Your garments will fall directly into the hamper.
No bending, no contorting, no desconforte.
And as an added benefit, try sorting your clothes as you remove them. One pile for each room or individual. It is a minor alteration, but it transforms laundering from a task into a seamless process. The objective is not merely clean attire. It is a body that feels well while performing the task. Strategy 19. Upright handbag storage. A touch of elegance and abundant sanity. Handbags are peculiar items. You cherish a few, overlook others, and yet somehow they all culminate, compressed in the rear of the wardrobe. Let us alter that. Store your handbags perpendicularly, like volumes on a shelf, in a container with slender partitions, or utilize a hanging organizer with transparent compartments so you can view each bag at a glance. This maintains your bag's form, makes them easy to retrieve, and most importantly, easy to recall. And here is something noteworthy. When we can see what we possess, we are far more inclined to use it, which translates to fewer redundancies, diminished waste, and augmented joy. So proceed, grant your exquisite bags the prominence they are due. Strategy 20. The 5-minute evening tidy-up. Conclude the day with serenity. Commence the next with poise. There is something hallowed about the concluding moments of the day. The dwelling becomes hushed. The firmament transitions from orris to deep cerulean. The world decelerates. And in those few minutes before you extinguish the lights, there is a decision you can make, one that appears minor but possesses a quiet potency. It is termed the 5-minute evening tidy-up. Now, I am not referring to intensive cleaning, no scouring or vacuuming, no heaps of to-do lists or reorganizing wardrobes, just 5 unadorned minutes. A gentle interlude to tend to the space that has sustained you through the day. Perhaps it is adjusting the throw on the settee. Perhaps it is rinsing the cup you use for tea, or returning that book you were perusing to the shelf. Perchance it is traversing the culinary space and clearing the countertop. So tomorrow greets you with peace, not untidiness. You are not obligated to rectify everything, just one small area, one deliberate act that conveys, I am concluding this day with care. Because the truth is, the manner in which we conclude one day influences how we commence the next. Studies have indicated that visual clutter can amplify unease and disrupt sleep, particularly for mature adults. But a serene, orderly space has the contrary effect. Calms the psyche. It signals to the body that you can now rest. And when you awaken to a room that feels cared for, you begin the day from a position of stability and lucidity, not disarray. But there is more to this practice than tidiness. It is a ritual of mindfulness, a way to decelerate and reconnect with your surroundings, to express gratitude to your home for embracing you, through joys, through adversities, through ordinary moments. And it evolves into a quiet form of self-esteem. You are affirming to yourself, I am deserving of this moment. I merit awakening and peace. And what I have discovered, what so many of us discover with time, is that peace is not located in grand actions. It is found in the minor things we do repeatedly with affection. So tonight, before retiring, illuminate a lamp, play some gentle melodies, and dedicate 5 minutes to gently arranging your space. Not for anyone else, solely for yourself. Because your home merits it. And more importantly, so do you. Let this be your concluding observation to the day. A quiet reverence before the drapery descends, so that tomorrow, when the light returns and your feet touch the ground, you will arise into a space that feels prepared, soft, steady, and full of promise. Before we part, I wish to leave you with this reflection. A home is not merely an edifice of walls and casements. It is the cadence of your days, the narratives upon your shelves, the quiet solace in knowing where items belong, and in knowing you belong. Every drawer you arrange, every illuminator you install, every minor alteration you implement. It is not solely about tidying. It is about venerating your life and creating space for what is paramount now. You are not just decluttering a dwelling. You are fashioning a sanctuary, a place that harmonizes with you, supports you, and mirrors the grace and sagacity you have accrued with time. So, irrespective of where you are in your journey, whether you are just embarking or already midway, feel a sense of pride. You are accomplishing something exquisite. And I trust that today, even in some modest capacity, this presentation felt like an associate accompanying you, reminding you that life can still be buoyant, still be gentle, and still be replete with joy. If this imparted peace or elicited a smile, I would be delighted to hear from you in the remarks. Let us maintain this fellowship warm and benevolent, just like the homes we are constructing collectively. Until our next meeting, remain secure, remain grounded, and allow your home to embrace you back every single day.